Welcome to Tuscaloosa, the site for this matchup between the Auburn Tigers and the Alabama Crimson Tide. I'm David Roy. In the booth with me tonight, my broadcast partner, Greg Cooksey. And Greg, basically it's another playoff game. The winner will move into the playoffs next Monday, and they will face the Oregon Ducks.
And that'll be something to look forward to. Playoff spots and rivalry games always give it just that little extra excitement, so I am really looking forward to this.
Austin Knight on the return to get things going here for Auburn, and that means they will start with the ball offensively. There you see Loki Lawler taking the field. Been a big part of this offense. Him and Ron Newman both in the running game. Over 1,100 yards on the ground between these two teams as they'll go to Lawler. And Lawler spins out of one, stiff arms a second, and is able to get back to the line of scrimmage, but nothing more.
Now Jackson Attic almost had him back there in the backfield, and that is a powerful 1-2 punch that Auburn possesses with Loki Lawler and Ron Newman. You've got to really account for both of them.
2nd and 10, long throw. Newman with the pass out to Gerald Newton, and Newton picks up 10.
It looks like Auburn's going to use a mix of plays here this evening, so Alabama's defense is going to have to be on its toes.
3rd and inches. Newman out of an empty set. Wobbly throw, but it gets there, and the walk-on Newton picks up another 6 yards.
That was a little bit of a dangerous throw there by Ron Newman. He's going to have a little bit better trajectory on his passes than that.
Newman out of the pistol. Going to keep it, and he'll lose 4.
That's a loss of 4 yards on the play. That makes it 2nd and 14.
A nice job there by Jeremy Mosley, well spicing through Auburn's offensive line.
So Newman out of the gun. 2nd and 14, short throw, pass caught, and he'll pick up 10. Levi Maxwell doing so.
Maxwell showing some elusiveness there. David Ware had an open look at him, and he was not able to hit him at all.
So 3rd and 4, ball spotted at the 48 of Alabama. Newman trying to set the screen. Lawler with some blocking, but David Ware comes through and makes it a stop in the backfield to force 4th down.
Now David Ware determined that he is going to hit somebody tonight, and unfortunately for Loki Lawler, it ends up being him.
So Lawler unable to get the 1st down, and Auburn, a drive that started at the 30 and got him out to midfield, will end in a punt as fielding this one from inside his own 15 and looking for a big return. It's Emilio Gonzalez. Gonzalez will get it out to about the 33-yard line.
It's good field position here for Alabama. Let's see how well they're able to take advantage of it.
Jake Moon taking this one to the inside, and Moon's going to pick up 11.
One thing that I'd like to see Alabama do that they didn't really do all that well last week is mix some more pass plays in on it, because eventually Auburn's going to figure out that when Jake Moon's able to get this ball.
Single back set here, Doug Day. 3 wide on the field for him, and Day dancing in the pocket. Going to turn, fires to the left side, and on the sideline it's Zach Stone for 24 yards.
Well, there's Zach Stone. He has made an impact quite often this season, and he's making another one here this evening. What a catch by him.
Alabama 2 plays, and very quickly all the way down to the Auburn side of the field. Ball spotted about the Tigers' 32-yard line. And with the fullback in motion, Moon trying to work his way to the outside, but held to just 2 yards as Peyton Miles comes downhill. 2nd and 8. As Day in trouble, and he's sacked for a loss of 5.
There's Donnie Yates, and he is a big man. And if I'm Doug Day, I'm really worried anytime I see him coming right at me.
So Donnie Eads able to get through and come up with the sack. As Alabama now backed up to the Auburn 34. 3rd and 12 here for the Crimson Tide. 4 wide, a 2x2 set. But they're going to motion the tight end Price over to the left side as Day in trouble, and Conrad Wallace going to get the sack.
Conrad Wallace has always been a huge player on this Auburn defense. You have to be able to guard him, and Alabama just doesn't do a good enough job of that right there.
5:37 to play. And Alabama backed up here. 4th and 20, and Alabama forced to punt. As this one will hit inside the 5 and bounce through the end zone for a touchback. So out comes the Crimson Tide defense that has only given up 19 yards to Auburn early on here.
Yeah, they need to keep that up. They need to keep attacking this run game. It's going to be their big key for success, I think.
To give, Lawler working his way up the middle, and Loki Lawler able to pick up 8.
Gain of 8 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 2.
So 5:06 now after the 8-yard run here for Lawler. Newman, play fake, looking, quick throw over the middle, and it is caught by Eugene Flowers. Flowers picks up 9.
Auburn's showing some physicalness tonight with these stiff arms and forearms that they're throwing.
Out to the 38, and the give. Lawler right up the middle with room as he picks up 7.
Gain of 7 yards.
Now, this is something that Alabama's going to have to figure out. They're going to have to do some kind of a run blitz because you can't let Ron Newman start running either, and that happens a lot.
Pistol set to give. Lawler trying to go outside to the right, bouncing off the tackles yet again, and he's got the first down.
That's a gain of 6 on the play.
I believe Jackson Attic is the one that made that stop, and he's been in the backfield quite a bit tonight, so he finally is able to make a stop.
Pistol set here for the Tigers on first down. And working his way out to the 45 is Loki Lawler.
4 yards. That makes it 2nd and 6.
Pistol set still here as a give again. Lawler to the inside, and finally Alabama able to hold Lawler to less than 4 yards. It's David Ware again with the stop.
David Ware has gotten in on a lot of plays this evening, and that's a huge stop, backing Auburn up a little bit into a 3rd down situation.
3rd and 5 to go. Pistol set. Newman tries to take off a run, but he's sacked by David Ware bursting through, and Newman has put Ware getting to Newman has put Auburn in a long 4th down.
It may have only been Ware's 3rd tackle, but he has made such an impact on this game. He's playing with a high motor tonight.
He's able to force 4th and 10 as Auburn once again out to midfield and nothing more as this punt goes through the end zone for the touchback. And so now Alabama's offense, their 2nd drive of the night, and they're looking to come away with points. Day starting out of the gun, he'll give it to Moon, and Moon nowhere to go. Sean Flowerday setting the hard edge.
That brings up 2nd and 13.
Second and 13. 3 minutes and counting to play, 4 wide. Day looks, pass short, and it is caught by Idle. Idle will get 5 yards, and that makes it 3rd and 8.
That will bring up 3rd and 8.
Well, at least that's a little bit of positive yardage there. That's what they needed on that particular play.
Single back set, 3 wide. Day drops, quick throw on the wheel route. Moon able to get it just short of the 30 as he'll pick up 7.
a nice job by Shine Flowerday, being right where he needed to be in front of the sticks and stopping that first down by Jake Moon.
So the punt is away, and fielding this, Walter Miller trying to get it out to about the 42-yard line, and he'll get 8 yards on the return.
Jeremy Mosley with a nice snap there.
So far tonight, the Auburn defense has been really getting to Ron Newman tonight, and David Ware, Jackson Atta, Corey Dobbins, the big names on this defense as Miller picks up 14.
Well, that's what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to, with this 1-2 punch of Ron Newman and Loki Lawler, you've got to be able to neutralize one of them and keep the other one exposed. And that seems to be what Alabama is doing with Ron Newman.
Give up the middle. Lawler pushing forward. He'll get 3. Trying to go and get Loki Lawler, picking up steam here early. And they'll empty out the backfield this time. Ron Newman with a 4-man rush, dancing, pressure coming. He's able to get away from Dobbins, cuts it inside. First down for the Tigers.
Nice job eluding Corey Dobbins, because Corey Dobbins was really bearing in on him. I thought that he might be able to bring Ron Newman down on that play.
First and 10, Newman short throw, and Walter Miller able to pick up 7 yards. So a drive being put together here by this Auburn offense.
Yes, it is, and Walter Miller and Loki Lawler seem to be big parts of that.
Pistol set, 3 wide on the field. Newman looks, throws short into the left here, and Colin Gordon stopped at the line of scrimmage, no gain for him.
And there's David Ware again showing good tracking skills and staying with the play.
So pistol set 4 wide. Newman, the give, Lawler bouncing around, and he's bottled up. Loss of 4, but maybe with Auburn in this field position, we'll see our first points of the night.
Well, Alabama seems to find an answer to this run game, as Loki Lawler wasn't as effective as he's been on past drives so far.
Well, Fritz Roberts puts it through, and the Tigers are on the board first.
Well, getting ahead is what you're going to have to do. That's the name of the game, and Auburn getting it done there.
Trip Warren on the return, not going to get a whole lot out of it as we near the end of the first quarter. As Auburn, their defense, a couple sacks here tonight, and Doug Day's not really taken a lot of shots downfield per se, but he's taken a couple nice chunk plays, anywhere between 15 and 20 yards, as Moon picks up a yard here. And Alabama trying to match fire with fire by getting Moon going.
Well, I think that's going to be the key, is opening up and getting Jake Moon going. That might open up some more shot opportunities for him that you were talking about.
Pistol set Day and a short throw, but Zach Stone's trying to turn up the sideline. He'll get 5 before being pushed out of bounds to end the opening quarter by Dairo Alexander. So at the end of 1, it's been a defensive battle. Auburn, though, on the board first, 3-0 here from Tuscaloosa. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. We'll be back in just a moment. Start of the second quarter, and Day looking in trouble, and Scott Stover's got the sack. It's a loss of 5, and that brings up 4th down for Alabama.
Huge play there by Scott Stover. He just, that offensive lineman did what he could to stick with him, but he just got the victory there and got to Doug Day.
So a big stop defensively here by the Auburn Tigers early on in the second quarter. And now, Greg, we're going to get another look at this Auburn offense. Now, Auburn, for the most part tonight, Greg, they've struggled to get across midfield. Their last drive they did, and it culminated in 3 points for them.
They're going to have to figure something out here. What that's going to be, I don't know. But this offense isn't showing that much signs of life now. Maybe Ron Newman can get something going on the ground himself.
A little start from his own 45-yard line. Still early in the second quarter, as I've said, and this pass over the middle, caught by the backup in Chester Ford. He'll get 6 yards as Auburn trying to get Ron Newman going, and so far, Greg, pretty good success, 9 for 9 through the air.
Yes, it is. Maybe he can start. He's very good running the ball, so maybe he can take advantage of some more opportunities. But Alabama seems to be pretty vigilant as far as the run defense goes.
Empty backfield, Newman in trouble. Gonna take it a run. Ron Newman throws out a stiff arm on David Ware and then slides under Jeremy Mosley.
Those are two of Alabama's big playmakers, so for Newman to be able to elude them, that's big time, but that's one of the things he's the best at is his elusiveness.
5-step drop for him, Newman dancing right and wisely throws this one away. His first incompletion of the night. Really good coverage downfield, Greg.
It was, and when you're completing a lot of passes, eventually the defense is going to clamp down, and that's what Alabama did.
Quick pass over the middle, and Austin Knight's got the grab. He'll pick up 7.
Well, nice again. Nice play for some positive yardage. Nice read by Newman.
He's able to get it out, gets Knight coming over the middle here, and Auburn, again, on the fringe of field goal range in a short third down, needing to get it across the 29-yard line to keep the drive going. 5-step drop, and Newman under pressure puts one up, and it is picked off by Emilio Gonzalez. And Gonzalez trying to get the defense to wall off Auburn, and he's going to return it out to the 39-yard line.
Now, you don't want to throw a ball Emilio Gonzalez's way. As you can see, he gets the win right there as he does a great job tracking that ball and reading the eyes of Ron Newman, knowing that ball was coming his way.
So Auburn, a drive that began pretty well. They started from their own 45. We're moving into scoring range. And then the turnover by Ron Newman. We'll see how Alabama chooses to capitalize. A give here to Moon on the draw, and he's only going to pick up 3.
Well, Auburn knows that Alabama's not getting a lot of yards on the ground, and they also know that they're not trying to rectify that by taking shots. So Alabama's going to have to get creative here.
Conrad Wallace nearly got through, and then Carson Price did not look in the pass. So 3rd and 7 upcoming here for the Crimson Tide.
That's a Cardinal sit as a tight end or a receiver, not looking the ball into your hands. Price should have done a lot better than that.
Pistol set for man rush, but the pass caught and closing quickly. It was Flowerday, but Joe Idle holds on and gets it across midfield.
That's good enough for another Alabama first down.
Well, Joe Idle is a 5-star freshman, and you expect that out of your big-time players. So, great job by Joe Idle.
He's able to get it down to the 48. Day under center with the tight end Price in motion. The give to Moon. Behind the tight end Price, he's got 11.
Well, Moon got a huge block by Price, and really the rest of his offensive players, a huge hole opened up there.
So the give here, Jake Moon losing 4 yards as Darrell Alexander comes through to make the stop.
A nice job on the run blitz there by Darrell Alexander, too. Auburn starting to do what LSU did, and that's figure out when Jake Moon's getting the ball, so they're going to have to do more offensively.
Well, they get it to Zach Stone, and Zach Stone not having many problems moving the football. He picks up a clean 15 yards here for Alabama.
Jake Stone always seems to Zach Stone always figures out a way to find the holes in the defenses, and he does a great job finding one in Auburn's defense.
So he gets it down to the 27-yard line here of Auburn. Day looks, short throw, pass caught, Idle inside the 20, and he's able to get back up, ball still live, gets 8 yards ultimately.
Well, Idle doing a good job sticking with that play, even when it looked like it was going to get bad. And it's nice to see Idle getting mixed into the play calling a little bit more.
Day with pressure coming off the edge in the form of Peyton Miles just turns and throws it away, wisely so.
Yeah, that's a great job by Doug Day, knowing where the pressure was coming from and knowing that he had to get rid of that football.
Single back set. Day, the give, Moon pushing forward, gets the first down. I'm seeing that David Ware is saying that Emilio Gonzalez is a single season record holder for interceptions. He does have the school record, however, the CFSL single record is 7. So there is that as Jake Moon able to get the first down. Not taking anything away from Emilio Gonzalez, just want to clarify that for everybody in chat.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
Well, Emilio Gonzalez is one of the best defensive backs, as far as I'm concerned, in the CFSL.
Day, throws it away, and the pass incomplete. So 3rd and 8.
That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
This is going to be an interesting situation here, Dave. There's a lot you can do if you're Alabama. So,
Alabama looking for their first points of the game. Day over the middle, and it is caught. Zach Stone. They went for their first points of the game, and it is a touchdown as Stone all the way back to the end zone, going for the goal post, picks up 14 yards, and the Crimson Tide take a 4-point lead here in front of the home fans almost midway through the second quarter. So Auburn's not going to bring this one out. They'll choose to kneel it in their own end as they've just watched their very slim lead dwindle. And now Auburn from their own 25 needing to get this offense going as Alabama's is starting to pick up pace. The give here, Loki Lawler. It's a good way to get your offense going, Greg, by getting Loki Lawler going on the ground.
I was just going to say, Loki Lawler is a good start. Now you've got to use these other playmakers that you have on offense, and Auburn has a impressive trio of receivers here.
Newman with pressure coming, lofts one, and it's nearly picked off by Kevin Stanley.
Stanley doing a great job ball hawking.
Stanley coming over to trying to pick it off and come up with another interception of Ron Newman, but fortunately for Auburn, that is not the case. 2nd and 10, Newman gonna tuck it and run, and he is stopped right back at the line of scrimmage.
Well, Kevin Stanley's not gonna get a pickoff. He's gonna stop Ron Newman. And there you can see William Huddleston was tracking Newman as well as Jackson Addock.
Addock, Stanley, all in there as the Crimson Tide defense converges. So 3rd and 10, 6th third down of the night for Auburn. They're 1 for 5 so far as Newman on the draw, and Lawler pushing ahead. He'll pick up 4, but this Auburn offense needed 10 for a first down, and so they will be forced to punt it right back to Alabama.
Well, you see William Huddleston excited, and rightfully so, as Alabama has dominated Auburn's offense here. This has been an impressive showing.
On a big return here as well for Emilio Gonzalez. He's able to get it out to the 44-yard line for Alabama as the Crimson Tide now in a position trying to add on to their lead.
Alabama has had a lot of great starting position today.
Quick throw here from Day, and it's caught by Idle. And you're right, Greg. Their worst starting field position of the night was from their own 20. Everything after that around the 30-yard line or better of their own territory.
And really field positions of one of the names of the game, and if you can get it, you can be successful, as you're seeing with Alabama here.
Day takes a shot, and it is caught on the sideline. Joe Idle all the way down to the Auburn 25.
Well, we talked about Alabama maybe needing to take a shot, and your biggest receiver with the biggest potential, Joe Idle, gets free. What a job by him.
Going to say he got it down actually to the 24-yard line of Auburn, and the Tide very quickly, 2 plays and deep into Auburn territory and in scoring range. 5-step drop for Day. Day, short throw, and going up to make the grab, Trip Warren, as he holds on despite the hit from Peyton Miles.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
He wasn't guarded at all, and if he would have been able to turn around maybe even a split second more, he may be in the end zone right now. He was pretty open.
Well, he came back for it too, so it might have cost him a little bit of time, but nonetheless, Alabama on the edge of the red zone. The give, Moon trying to go at the middle, but unfortunately he runs into the wall of the Auburn defense. The walk-on Paul Payne with the stop. So the Crimson Tide out in the pistol, 3 wide. Day looks, laser over the middle, and it is broken up.
If you're a veteran football fan, one of the things you know is you've got to be real careful throwing balls over the middle like that, and that was a strike, but it had kind of a low trajectory. That made that a really dangerous point pass.
About a 37.5-yard field goal attempt for Donald Lewis is good, and now Alabama a full touchdown, separating themselves from the Auburn Tigers as they take the 7-point lead with 2:38 to play here. And Greg, right now, the struggles for Auburn, their defense is doing everything they can, but their offense is having a hard time getting going.
Yeah, Alabama seems to really have this Auburn offense figured out, and it's going to take some big plays here by Auburn.
2:38, and the pass is intercepted. Emilio Gonzalez with a pick, and he's going to run it all the way back for the touchdown. A quick response by the Alabama defense in a game that determines who is the 3 seed in the SEC in Alabama. Coming out, Emilio Gonzalez in particular, saying we want that playoff berth as they take a very quick 14-point lead in front of the home fans.
Wow, what a play by Gonzalez. He's been all over the place for Auburn this evening. For Alabama.
So now it is kneeled in the end zone by Austin Knight. 2.5 minutes to play. As only 5 seconds off the clock on the pick 6 by Emilio Gonzalez. 2 interceptions for him here tonight, giving him 5 on the season, as Lawler right up the middle, and Loki Lawler trying to generate some spark for this Auburn offense as he picks up 19.
So sometimes it takes a thing like a pick 6 to really inspire your offense. So let's see if Auburn can build off of that.
Auburn out to their own 44. Newman out of the gun. 4 wide, a 2-by-2 set. Newman going to keep it. Ron Newman runs into Kevin Stanley and gets 3. Short gain there on the scamper by Ron Newman as the Tide showing blitz here on 2nd down. And the tight end in motion from left to right. The give. Lawler laid out by Jeremy Mosley, and it's a loss of 2.
I'll tell you what, the playmakers on this Alabama defense have really showed up this evening. Mosley and Ware and Emilio Gonzalez. And in a big way, they were really pumped up for this game.
Deep backfield, Newman trying to get the first down. He's going to turn it over again. David Ware. Ware in a foot race. David Ware to the end zone. Touchdown, Crimson Tide.
Well, David Ware, just all he had to do was stay in the middle of the field, and he was rewarded with a pick 6 for it that time.
Pass over the middle, picked off. Donald Lewis tacks on the extra point, in Alabama a quick 21-point lead with 1:32 to go in the first half. And keep in mind, Alabama will start the second half with the football.
And they're going to have a real ruckus crowd behind them too, so that's not good news for Auburn.
Auburn, a couple turnovers have really put them in a bad spot. 3 interceptions tonight by Ron Newman, 2 of which have been a pick 6, as a game that was very defensive. Well, Alabama's defense has been able to put up points. Right now, Auburn's offense has got to find a way to do the same. Big drive here ahead for the Tigers.
I would say so. This is a drive where they've got to produce.
Newman starting from his own 25 here, and a quick throw out to the flats. Lawler only going to get 2, and the Tigers take a quick timeout. Four wide. Newman, 4-man rush, long throw, got a receiver, and it's a first down as Eugene Flowers gets it out to midfield.
But that's what Auburn's going to have to do. They're going to have to hit on all of their big plays, and Ron Newman's going to have to settle down here and really do a better job reading and reacting. This is a good job to try establish a rebound.
They get it out to midfield, and so Auburn out of the gun. Newman, 4-man rush, taking a shot down the right side. He's got Austin Knight. Knight's got it down inside the 25-yard line, and the Tigers know they need a response. They've got it deep into Alabama territory.
Yeah, the one time Emilio Gonzalez does make a mistake, he pays for it. He gets torched there by Knight.
So Auburn inside the 25-yard line of the Crimson Tide, 23 yards away from 6 points, and precious 6 points they are. As Newman to the end zone, jump ball, and Emilio Gonzalez nearly had his 3rd pick of the night.
Well, clearly, Emilio Gonzalez is not a good matchup for Ron Newman because he's just had a lot of interceptions and deflections tonight.
Well, here he'll go over the middle, and he'll find Flowerday, who checks in on offense here. And Flowerday picks up 11. So first down and 10, ball spot at the 12 here of Alabama. Auburn down to 1 timeout. The give, Lawler up the middle, and he's got nowhere to go.
Well, I like the handoff there because I'm not sure about throwing a pass into the end zone with the way Emilio Gonzalez is locked on to Ron Newman right now.
Pistol sent the give. Lawler trying to go outside. Spins off of David Ware, but Lawler still goes down at the line of scrimmage as Newman hurries his troops back to the line. Quick snap. Newman looking, and he has to put this one out of bounds. The pressure too great.
It looks like Emilio Gonzalez was in that area. And Ron Newman just having a hard time figuring out the secondary.
So this will be a 31-yard field goal attempt, and Fritz Roberts puts it through as the Auburn Tigers trying to cut into this gap, and Auburn now trailing by 18 late here in the second quarter.
Well, it was something. It wasn't what you would have really hoped for, but it was something. But it's definitely a letdown after you hit on a couple of big plays that drive.
See, Auburn, their offense has been able to move the ball when they're not turning it over, but they have not been able to end drives in points. So Alabama, starting from their own 28, it's been a long while since we saw them on offense, and they go with a quick throw here. Jake Moon. Moon will pick up 8.
Well, this offense should have some kind of a productive ending to it because they've had a lot of time to rest.
Last time we saw Alabama on the field, it was a drive that began with 4:09 to play. It's Conrad Wallace, the sack of Doug Day, 3rd and 12 for the Crimson Tide.
We talked about how Alabama's big playmakers were showing up on defense. Conrad Wallace has done the same thing this evening for Auburn.
So time will expire, and Auburn, not a spot they believe they would be in, trailing by 18 on the road against their rival in Tuscaloosa. Now, it's the first time in the history of the CFSL that Alabama has played host to this rivalry, only the 3rd meeting. And, you know, Alabama won it last year, and Greg, right now, Auburn's offense is struggling to get going, as this defense for Auburn is doing everything they can, but 14 points off of turnovers for the Crimson Tide.
Well, from the get-go, Alabama was determined to come out defensively and really give Auburn a punch in the mouth, and that's exactly what they did. And they just stuck with it. They've been aggressive and flying to the football, and they are being rewarded with a big lead for it.
18-point lead in front of the home fans. And you look at the numbers at the half. Now, Alabama hasn't been able to get going on the ground game, but some big pass plays from Doug Day have helped. But again, more importantly, Greg, the big story, 3 turnovers by Ron Newman, 2 of which have been pick sixes. It's hard to overcome that in a game that started very close, very defensive.
Yes, it is, but that's what halftime is for, trying to figure out those adjustments and trying to instill some kind of confidence into Ron Newman, because he is not running on confidence high right now.
Well, Alabama will start the second half in possession of the football, and on the return, Trip Warren. I know about the 35-yard line. A big drive here, Greg, not so much for Alabama, but more so for this Auburn defense. Got to get off the field quick here.
Yes, you do, because you got to give your offense as much time as possible to try and work during the second half and recover from this deficit.
And a big play for their defense would be big, a turnover in particular, but Jake Moon getting going here. He's got 7 as Day walks his way back to the line of scrimmage. 3-step drop, pressure coming, has to check it down, but working his way out into the flats was Joe Idle, and Idle's got it across midfield, picking up 12.
Well, you might want to cover a wide receiver like Joe Idle, and Auburn just didn't do it right there. You would have expected better than that.
1st and 10, the give, Moon to the inside, Jake Moon. Down to the 39 of Auburn as Moon's starting to get going.
Yes, he has 38 yards so far. It's decent. I'm sure he'd like to have more than that, but he's getting the job done for the most part for Alabama this evening.
Single back set here for the Crimson Tide. Day looks, short throw, pass caught, and picking up the first down, Zach Stone.
Oh, that's a blown assignment by that middle linebacker right there. Just no coverage at all.
Day back in the gun, 3 wide. Day surveys, steps up into the pocket, and felt like he ran out of time, so he's going to throw it away.
Well, Auburn was playing some pretty tight coverage, but I really impressed with the job that Day does, just avoiding pressure and knowing to get rid of the ball.
Well, Auburn came screaming through on second down, and it's a loss of 3 as Scott Stover forcing a stop back here. So 3rd and 13.
Well, I think that they knew that there was a high probability Jake Moon was going to get the ball, and they weren't going to be denied of getting into the backfield and getting to him.
And Day's not even going to have time to set up and throw it away as Conrad Wallace, his 3rd sack of the night, came through untouched.
Conrad Wallace has kind of taken over on defense. He's had quite a few plays in the last couple of defensive stands for Auburn, so doing a great job imposing his will.
And with that sack, it's going to knock Alabama out of scoring range. They're not even going to be able to kick the field goal as they punt it away. So a big stand there by Conrad Wallace to give Auburn what they need. Now, Greg, we got to see if the halftime adjustments for this offense have paid off.
Well, we do, and here's a good chance to see it. It wasn't the most desirable field position, but it is something to work with.
They'll start from their own 20, 4 wide. Newman off the play fake. Quick throw over the middle. Pass caught. And Eugene Flowers picks up 8.
Well, it's a start. We'll see how Auburn builds from here.
So they work it out to about the 28-yard line. David Ware, busy night for him. 8 tackles, 3 for a loss, and a sack. As 2 backs in the backfield, they give it to Black. Black with some room to run. Chris Black out across in a gain of 13 for him.
First down.
So out now to their own 41-yard line. Ron Newman out of the gun, 4 wide, trips top of your screen. Draw play here. Lawler trying to cut it back upfield, but David Ware having none of it.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
So they'll hold Lawler to only a couple of yards. 6:23 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Still relatively early in the second half. Empty backfield, Newman. Pressure coming, but it'll go over the middle, and it's Flowerday who gets it across the 45-yard line. Gain of 4. Still plenty of time here for Auburn to work with, and really needing a conversion. They're 1 for 8 on 3rd down so far as Newman to the pistol. The give. Lawler runs into David Ware. Ware's going to drag him down a couple yards short.
I mean, Auburn's going to have to be better on their 3rd down efficiency. This is about 1 for 9 now. They're just not fooling Alabama's defense at all. They could have definitely been a little bit more creative with that play call.
So Auburn forced to punt it away yet again as Emilio Gonzalez will bring it back to the 30. And again, Greg, the Auburn defense needing a big drive here. And at some point, you got to think Auburn's creating a lot of pressure, Greg, but they haven't been able to force a turnover.
No, they haven't. And I guess that's kind of what it comes down to, really, is the defense being able to create turnovers, because that creates life for the offense, and Auburn just hasn't been able to get that on either side of the ball this evening.
Single accent day under center. Fullback in motion. The give. Moon trying to go outside, but Kyle Alicka comes up and sets the hard edge.
Nice start for the defense here. The one thing I am noticing that I think is another difference, Alabama has done a great job playing some team defense with team tackles and everything. Most of the tackles for Auburn have been solo tackles, so they're going to have to come together a little bit better on defense.
Well, another stop in the backfield. Scott Stover standing up and having quite the night. His 3rd tackle for loss as he drops Jake Moon in the backfield. And so 3rd and 15 now for Alabama.
This could be right here, the stop Auburn needs if they can get it.
Day looking, and he's sacked again. Donnie Eads this time, the big man, coming up the middle. And now Alabama staring at a 4th and 24.
Well, Auburn's defense may not have created any turnovers, but they're going to create some field position for the offense here. So let's see if that's a little bit of a defining moment.
It's a big stop for Auburn, and as you say, Greg, it will create for them excellent field position. This punt being fielded from inside the Auburn, about the 45-yard line, they'll say, and Walter Miller gets it out to the other side at the 45, just inside of it actually, here in Alabama territory. Nearly midway through the 3rd quarter, the give to Lawler. Lawler bottled up again. Kevin Stanley stops him at the line of scrimmage.
Well, there were a few guys in there on that stop, and that's what I mean by it's been more of a team effort defensively for Alabama here this evening.
So they motion Lawler out of the backfield to the right. Newman going to take it a run, but he runs into the teeth of the pass rush, and he'll go down for a loss of 1.
Well, both William Huddleston and Jackson Addock are there. They are dominating this Auburn offensive line. I believe Will Stills was in there as well. Again, a great example of team defense here, and I think that that's the key here for them against Auburn.
Ball spotted now at about the 45-yard line. 4 wide, trips to the right. 3rd and 11. Newman, 3-man rush. Long throw. Miller holds on. No, he dropped it on the big hit.
The pass falls incomplete.
Huge shot to force the incompletion.
Receiver on the play.
Great job by Richie Carey out there making a huge play just when Alabama needed one, and boy, is that a killer for Auburn's offense.
So the punt being fielded from his own 10, and Gonzalez able to get it out to about the 20 before he's bounced out of bounds. So Greg, so far the saving grace for Auburn right now has been their defensive line.
Yes, it has been. We've seen a lot of Conrad Wallace and Scott Stover and Donnie Yates and Eads, and they're doing their part. They got to have somebody, maybe a linebacker, maybe Alecka or Flowerday, come up with a big interception here.
The give here on the draw, Jake Moon going nowhere on 1st down, and he'll lose 1. As again, this Auburn defensive front 7 making life difficult in the ground game.
Yes, they are. And Alabama's going to have to go to the air here.
Trips to the right here for Doug Day, but they're going to go with another draw. Moon trying to get through the first line of the defense, and he'll actually get a couple of yards, but it's now 3rd and 9.
At this point, that has to be somewhat of a victory if you're going to stick with the ground game, but Auburn making life miserable for Jake Moon this evening.
Carson Price tight end in motion. Pistol set. Day looks. Pressure coming. He's dancing. Long throw as he's hit deep down the middle of the field, and it is picked off by Darrell Alexander. Alexander running it back. Gets it across midfield before he's finally stopped at the Alabama 49.
Well, there's what we've been talking about Auburn needing to do, and that's get the interception. But I'm going to credit Auburn, the play of Auburn's defensive line, because when you can get pressure on the quarterback, it forces him into bad throws, and that's exactly what that was on the part of Doug Day.
Auburn once again starting from the Alabama side of the field. And the give, Lawler trying to get going again up the middle here, and he'll pick up 4.
That's good for a gain of 4 yards. That makes it 2nd and 6.
2nd and 6 now for the Tigers as Mosley, 8th tackle for him here tonight. Swear and Mosley both 8 tackles and counting as Newman looks, dancing, trying to get the edge. Ron Newman slips out of the sack from the pursuing Jackson Haddock and ends up getting to 3rd and 4.
That'll bring up 3rd and 4.
Newman walking back to the line, trips bunch to the right. The give, Lawler hit hard in the backfield. This time it's the senior Zachary Carter.
That makes it 4th and 4.
So the senior on a big 3rd down, and Auburn once again cannot convert as this punt bouncing through the end zone for the touchback. And again, Alabama taking over, but their offense has seemingly stalled against this Auburn defense here tonight.
Yes, it has. We saw Doug Day throw an interception last time Alabama had the ball. Let's see if Auburn can keep the pressure up on him.
Day with time here, and he'll throw short, finds Treborn, who's then pushed out of bounds after picking up 7. A couple Tigers getting over there to do it in Alexander and Flowerday.
Yeah, they did a great job keeping him behind that 1st down marker.
So the give, Moon trying to get the edge. He's not going to. Slowed up first by Jeffrey Shea, and then Robert Hilsman gets in to make the stop.
3rd and 3.
But let's see if Auburn can come up with a 3rd down stop here.
Day onto the pistol, looking to throw. Pressure coming. Day's going to take it a run, and he runs into the shoulder of Peyton Miles, who came flying in to make it ultimately a gain of 1 for Day, but 4th down.
Great job of awareness by Peyton Miles right there, knowing that he needed to make a stop before Doug Day got beyond that 1st down marker.
So the punt, is away, and fielding it from his own 33-yard line. Walter Miller able to push his way out to the Auburn 46-yard line. Inside of a minute here to play in the 3rd. Now, the score right now would tell you that Alabama is in full control. The reality of it is, though, 2 interceptions by Auburn, and both those interceptions, let me rephrase this before I get too far into it. 3 interceptions in total by Ron Newman tonight, 2 of which have been pick sixes. And so when you look at it in that frame, really, if Newman does not throw those, Greg, it's only a 4-point game.
Yeah, it's always interesting to have that kind of retrospect. But you got to do what you can. If you're Ron Newman, you can't really worry about that. You got to make the most out of what you've got now.
Well, Newman will here on 2nd down as he's able to pick up 10 yards. Really the most running room that Ron Newman has had here tonight, but 3rd and 5. Alabama showing blitz. Auburn 1 of 11 on third downs as tight end in motion. Pressure coming. Newman over the middle. Lawler can't hold on to it either.
Boy, that was a big hit to try that ball loose. If you're Loki Lawler, you got to ask yourself, what more do I have to do?
So Auburn again punting this one away, and fielding it on the sideline is Emilio Gonzalez, and he'll run it back to the 29 as we end the third quarter. Alabama trying to hold on to an 18-point lead and return to the playoffs. But will they? Stay tuned, find out. You're watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live. We'll be back in a moment. Start of the fourth quarter, and Day to throw, but he's going to throw it away. Second down and 10 very quickly here for Alabama. Day, 4 wide, trip to his right. Going to look, pass over the middle. Caught by Idle, and Idle caught from behind by Kyle Alicka, but it is good for 17.
Nice speed route there by Joe Idle, as he takes advantage of some really weak coverage there by Tyler Alicka.
So Alicka, the speed of Kyle Alicka, able to run it down and keep him from getting across midfield, but still Idle's got out to the 46. Play fake here from Day. Day on the sideline, and Price pushed out of bounds after he picks up 4.
That makes it 2nd and 6.
Not quite. It's about to midfield. It's thinking the midfield stripe here. And they'll spot it right on it as the tight end Price in motion. Day. 5-step drop, 7-step drop really is Day in trouble, but he's able to get Idle on the comeback.
Well, it's nice when you're able to have all the time in the world in the pocket. Joe Idle's back there just bouncing around until someone came free, and finally it was Joe Idle.
Alabama down into Auburn territory now. Ball spotted at the 37 of the Tigers. Tight end in motion. The give here, though, to Jake Moon. Moon earning right. Gets a yard.
Gain of 1 yard. That brings up 2nd and 9.
So 2nd and 9 here for the Crimson Tide. Time ticking away as well. Inside of 8 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Day going to try to take a run, but he runs into the swarming Auburn defense, and it's a loss of 2 on the sack.
That makes it 3rd and 11.
Now, this is just Auburn's defensive line stepping up in a way that they hadn't done until really late in the first quarter, but they've come to play here in the second half, and it's too bad their offense can't put anything together. Otherwise, you know, you're even looking at a 24-17 game or something like that right now.
3rd and 11, Day to throw. Pass down the right side, caught, racing for the end zone. Trip Warren with a touchdown.
Could be a backbreaker here. 7:28, but it's a 30-6 game.
This game had held for a long while there in that, from the end of the second quarter all the way through that third quarter, Auburn only trailing by 18. Well, the touchdown here with an extra point will push it to a 25-point game with 7:28 to go here in the fourth. And keep in mind, the stakes are high in this game. The winner will go on. They will face Oregon in the playoffs next Monday. As we want to give a shout out to everybody in the live chat. Cyrock, CFSL Alabama Times, E. Twizzle, Jeremy Mosley, Zach Stone, Hawaiian King, Corey Dobbins, Matt Pack, Scott Stover, Dylan Hartgees, Cajun Chris. Scrolling up here a little bit. Rick Kickler as well. Appreciate everybody tuning in here on a Thursday night as we wrap up Week 8, the last week of the regular season in the CFSL. And we also set the playoff picture in stone as Rod Newman sacked for a loss of 5 here on first down.
He pretty much just runs into the arms of Jackson Addock there.
Ball spot here at the 26-yard line of the Tigers. Newman looks. Quick throw into the flats. It's Chris Black. Black pulls through one defender and then picks up 9.
Saw Chris Black with the carry earlier. Rod Newman finding him again for a pass.
Pistol set. Newman to give. Lawler not anywhere close to a first down. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage.
11 tackles for David Ware. He is having himself a night. And again, Auburn just not efficient on their third downs. I think they only converted once. And the lack of execution, and that's what's costing them this football game right now.
As I look through my chart here, 5 consecutive drives for Auburn have ended in punts as Gonzalez gets out to the 45-yard line. Auburn's offense on the season, 16th in the league in third down percentage. They've converted at a rate of 41% coming into tonight as Day taking a shot and over the middle, the pass incomplete. Flowerday draped over Idle, and then the second offender in there rips it out.
That makes it 2nd and 10.
There's some good.
So the ball spotted still here at the 44. Pistol set to give. Moon up the middle, and he'll get a yard as Alabama trying to chew up clock off the legs of Jake Moon. And for Alabama, trying to hold on to a 25-point lead with the win. Four wide here for Day to throw. Pressure coming. Lofting one, and it is picked off. Kyle Alicka's got it at the 22.
Well, Joe Idle just not able to fool Alicka at all. He tried to run a little bit of, well, I don't really know what that was, but whatever it was he tried to do, it just didn't work.
Newman to throw on 1st and 10, dancing, lofts one into triple coverage, and he's fortunate that it didn't get picked off by the Alabama defense for the 4th time.
Very fortunate right there. And again, when you're able to get pressure on the quarterback, it forces those kind of throws and makes it easier for your defensive backs.
Play fake, pass over the middle. It is caught. It's good for 9. Auburn needing a yard here on 3rd down. Problem is, they've had such a tough time converting, I don't even know whether or not they'll be able to pick up a yard.
Yeah, that's hard to tell because, again, they just haven't been too terribly efficient on their third downs. And that's a big problem because you can't even have confidence that they're going to pick up something like this.
Pistol set to give. Lawler, did he get there? Yes. Barely, but he got it.
Now, Kevin Stanley made you doubt and wonder, but yeah, it looks like he just reached that ball over the first down marker.
4 wide here for the Tigers, and the tight end coming in motion, setting up. Tight splits here, though, on the slot, and the give on the draw. Lawler nowhere to go as Corey Dobbins runs him down.
Corey Dobbins in on that play. He knew where that ball was going, and he attacks Loki Lawler.
2nd and 11, trips to the right. Newman, 4-man rush. Pass over the middle, caught, and Flowers got put on his back with a lot of force, but he'll pick up 9.
So here's another one of those third downs. Alabama only converting on 2 of them. If they want any chance of salvaging anything, they'd be wise to figure out a way to pick this third down up.
Down to the 41-yard line, 3rd and 2, needing to get it to about the 44. Newman, quick throw. Lawler, the first down, and he's got it across the 45.
That was not as bad as it looked. I thought that ball was going to be thrown out of bounds, and Loki Lawler able to make a play on it.
Four wide again. The give here on the draw, and it's Chris Black. Black, though, is going to lose one.
That'll bring up second and 11.
From the 40, about the 47-yard line. Newman. Quick throw, and it is caught on the near side. Gerald Newton picks up 4.
Nice little pickup, but again, you're facing another third down.
Inside of 4 minutes of play, Auburn trying to mount a 25-point comeback. Only been done once in the history of the CFSL, and that was in week 1 of this season by LSU, the 2 seed of the SEC, as Lawler loses one on third down. And so 4th and 8 upcoming. And Greg, at this point, things look bleak for Auburn.
Yes, they do. And the fact of the matter is Alabama's defense has just been better tonight. That's all there is to it.
4th and 8, Auburn going for it. Pass over the middle. Not good enough. Alabama takes over. Flowers got 6, but he needed 2 more to get to the line to gain.
Yeah, I don't get throwing the ball behind the first or in front of the first down marker at all. You needed a better play than that.
So the draw to Jake Moon, and Moon just chewing up clock here at this point. He picks up 12.
Yeah, if you're Alabama, you could pretty well focus on closing this game out because I don't think there's much more Auburn's going to be able to do.
Not with the way Auburn's offense has looked tonight. They'd be banking on their defense to really score for him as Moon up the middle. And he'll get another 9 yards as that clock just continues to wind down. And so, Greg, Alabama will be the team returning to the playoffs, and they will face Oregon next week, which will be a rematch of week 1 between the Crimson Tide and the Oregon Ducks. And that one was a nail-biter where Oregon won on a Hail Mary to Kai Brummer.
Well, I look forward to seeing that because Oregon has a really innovative offense, and they're a team, as we saw last night against Nebraska, straight week and they break in bunches. So I'll be very interested to see how they do against this Alabama defense.
Single back set here for Alabama. Going to try to pick up the first down, and Auburn can sense it. They're not going to burn any timeouts here. The give to the backup, the senior, and Zachary Carter, who's got one more game ahead of him. He'll pick up 3, and we should see Alabama come out and kneel it. Oddly enough, they won't. They're going to keep Day under center in a single back set. And a false start penalty.
Delay of game, offense.
Oh no, delay of game, excuse me. They let the play clock wind down.
Still first down.
That's an interesting call, just letting time run off the clock in a situation like that.
The freshman quarterback lost track of time. Motion man here, they'll give it to Moon. Moon trying to run out the clock as they'll get about a yard here. And again, Alabama can just kneel it and call it a night as they head into the playoffs to face Oregon next week. And Alabama will not kneel it.
It's a hard, well-earned, deserved trip to the playoffs. They really stepped up and took it tonight.
That'll do it, Greg. That'll do it for Alabama. Hard-fought game by Auburn, but Alabama is your 3 seed in the SEC.
Again, well deserved. They stepped up in a big game, and this could make them a real force for Oregon to have to try and overcome in the first round of the playoffs.
So that'll do it. The victor of the Iron Bowl, the Alabama Crimson Tide, and that means your playoff picture on Monday night, it is now set in stone. The USC Trojans, a 3 seed of the Big Ten, they'll face the LSU Tigers, who are the 2 seed of the SEC. The Alabama Crimson Tide, your 3 seed in the SEC, will take on the 2-seeded Oregon Ducks out of the Big Ten. As Oklahoma State, the Big Ten champions, and the Miami Hurricanes, the SEC champions, look on to see who they will face in the semifinals. A good season by Auburn, a good season by Alabama as well. And kudos to the Crimson Tide on an impressive defensive performance to get the win here in Tuscaloosa. Don't think we're done just yet. The game, one of the bigger rivalries in the CFSL, the Ohio State Buckeyes and the Michigan Wolverines, coming up at 8:45 right back here on YouTube to wrap up the regular season in a rematch of the CFSL's 500th game. The Buckeyes, the Wolverines from Ann Arbor in the big house. For Greg, I'm David. You've been watching the CFSL on PX1 Sports on YouTube Live, and we'll see you then.